Good evening, the RCF News Bulletin at 7 is read by Edwin Dolo. In the headlines, one person is reported dead and two others are on critical condition following a shooting incident involving a 9-year-old child in Tondi Town, District Number 2, Nimba County. Surprise third place presidential candidate Elo Appleton and the All Liberia Coalition ACO through with the hand former Vice President Joseph Walker ahead of the November 14 presidential runoff. Liberia former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization demands the owner of Spoon's Network to serve maximum jail sentence for crime committed in the United States of America. And away from Liberia, the BBC is reporting that Nigeria's lower chamber of parliament has rejected the government plan to buy a presidential yacht for $6 million. A senior lawyer has said. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. One person is reported dead and two others are on critical condition following a shooting incident involving a 9-year-old child in Tondi Town, District Number 2, Nimba County. According to RC Nimba County correspondent, a 9-year-old boy, Emmanuel Biangbe, exploded a single barrel gun on three other kids, killing one and seriously injuring two. The man who is in police custody in Ganta told our correspondent that he took the gun which belonged to one say Papa and tried to play with it, but did not know it could have exploded. Say Papa, the owner of the gun, is reported to be on the run, but the father of the 9-year-old has since reported himself to the police for questioning. The third place candidate in the October 10, 2023 presidential and legislative election has announced his party will soon reveal its endorsement for the November 14 presidential runoff election. This pending endorsement decision will play a pivotal role in the face-off between incumbent President George Weah and the former Vice President Joseph Boakai. Elo Appleton, who represented the grassroots development movement, underscored that any endorsement they provide will firmly be rooted in the core values of the party and the best interests of Liberia as a whole. During an interview with VOA Daybreak Africa, Appleton stated that his campaign resonated with ordinary Liberians and their daily struggles. He pointed out that a significant majority of Liberians are facing severe hardships, including challenges related to daily meals, access to quality education, healthcare, and housing. The All Liberia Coalition Party, ACO, led by its vice presidential candidate, has officially thrown its support behind the incumbent President George Weah. The endorsement ceremony marked by a significant decision in the political landscape was attended by members and supporters of ACO. Matthew Dablo, speaking on behalf of ACO, highlighted that the majority bloc within the party had reached a consensus to back President Weah due to his unwavering commitment to the nation's development. Dablo's statement emphasized the importance of granting President Weah a second term in office to ensure the completion of ongoing projects and the commencement of new ones in the country's continuous journey towards development. Dablo issued a strong call to action, urging all ACO members across the nation to engage in an energetic and passionate campaign effort to secure victory for President Weah in the upcoming presidential runoff elections. Liberia's former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization is demanding the owner of Spoon Network to serve maximum jail sentence for crime committed in the United States of America. As Jackson believes that Stanton Witherspoon should face the maximum jail sentence, treating him as a common criminal due to multiple crimes committed against the United States of government. Jackson call comes following Witherspoon's admittance to committing fraud within the U.S. healthcare system, a criminal act which carries a potential prison sentence length of 20 years. As a Jackson statement comes in response to the United States Department of Justice issuing an indictment against Witherspoon's involvement in charges related to a fraudulent nursing diplomatic and scheme across Florida, New York, and New Jersey. Speaking late Wednesday evening on the closing argument show, Jackson prayed for Witherspoon to serve his maximum jail sentence, while some Liberians are praying for a less jail sentence. The Spoon Network CEO will, however, serve a minimum of 41-month sentence beginning January, according to the United States Department of Justice. The Vision for Liberia Transformation Party is calling for a rerun of the October 10th presidential and legislative elections. The demand comes following what political leader Jeremiah Wapo assessed were numerous mistakes made by National Election Commission during the recent concurrent elections. Wapo's statement coincided with the NEC Board of Commissioners ruling in favor of the notion that vote did not adhere to the proper election procedures as outlined in the election laws. In a press conference held on Thursday, Wapo expressed deep concerns over the NEC handling of the situation, highlighting what he perceived as a significant conflict of interest. He pointed out that the NEC, which is alleged to have committed infiltrations against their party, was also responsible for overseeing the case, which he says creates a dark cloud over the country's justice system. Wapo, in a press conference Thursday, vowed to take an appeal to the Supreme Court to demand for a rerun of the entire elections. Monsuaro County District Representative Kennedy Ruth James has pleaded support to Cuban President George Weah, addressing her group of supporters at the party's headquarters in Carisbrooke City. And James asserted that President Weah is the most qualified candidate to govern the country for another 6 years. Madam James further stressed that former Vice President Joseph Walker lacks the capacity to lead the country. The defeated district number one candidate at the same time urged her supporters to go the extra mile in reaching out to people, describing it as a Jehovah's Witness campaign. Furthermore, she indicated that a number from 18 reducing to 2 with President Weah holding a slight lead over the former vice president served as a compelling indicator of the pending victory for President Weah in the upcoming November 14 runoff elections. You are in tune to a bulletin of news coming to you from the radio service of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. We broadcast from Tupelo in Pennsylvania. The National Muslim Council of Liberia has issued a call to action urging all Liberians to actively participate in the upcoming presidential runoff elections scheduled for November 14, 2023. During a press conference held in Concordia, Momolu Vani, the Assistant Secretary General of the Council, stressed the importance of every Liberian citizen fulfilling their civic responsibility by actively participating in the electoral process. He outlined the need for a successful and peaceful run of election, emphasizing that it is a collective duty of all Liberians to ensure its success. Fanning took the opportunity to caution politicians against making inflammatory remarks that could potentially incite opposition groups and lead to violence. He emphasized the importance of maintaining a peaceful and respectful political discourse in the run to the elections in an effort to promote a peaceful electoral atmosphere, and it also revealed that thousands of Muslim women are expected to assemble at the National Muslim Council of Liberia headquarters with the sole purpose of offering prayers for peaceful elections on November 14. A legislative staff, Charles Brown, has described as disdainful the display of Deputy Finance Minister Samura Wulukali before the Liberian Senate recently. It can be recalled Deputy Minister Wulukali appeared before the plenary of the Liberian Senate to provide update on the status of the country and its country's social development fund, but was graced with heated debate during the Deputy Finance Minister appearance. Claims and counterclaims ensue between members of the Senate and the Deputy Finance Minister for his presentation, which the lawmakers characterized as outdated information and something that did not address the current concern of that body. But following the conclusion of the section, Charles Brown, a legislative staff, described as total disregard to the countries for a deputy minister to argue with the lawmakers without remorse while in plenary. Brown, expressing his anger on the matter, said the Liberian Senate has been sold out as such. Junior officials of government have no regard for the lawmakers. Meanwhile, Charles Brown has described the alleged act of President Weah giving what he calls blank check to the Bombing County College as unrealistic. Brown's statement followed a disclosure by Senator Edwin Snow that the college received the 10,000 United States dollars on ground that it has not received its subsidy, but adding to the information Brown described the act as a total disregard to the plight of the people, despite of several promises from the government during the 2017 elections. Away from Liberia now, Nigeria's lower chamber of parliament has rejected the government plan to buy a presidential yacht for 6 million, a senior lawmaker has said. Nigerians had criticized the plan as a waste of money on luxuries during an economic crisis. Lawmakers instead moved the 6 million to the student loan budget, doubling its allocation. Abubakar Bushit said. President Bola Tinubu took office in May with a promise to cut waste and ease people's financial hardship, but he triggered an outcry after he tabled a supplementary budget in the National Assembly for approval with the planned purchase of the yachts listed on the Nigerian Navy's proposed capital expenditure of 53 million. The budget was approved by the House of Representatives on Thursday. The budget also earmarked 36 million of state house expenditure, including the purchase of luxury vehicles and the construction of a presidential office complex. The government is also planning to spend 15 million on the presidential airplanes. The controversy comes at a time when President Tinubu is under intense pressure over the cost of living crisis and a massive fall in the value of Nigerian currency, the naira against the dollar. Nigeria's annual inflation rose to 26.7% in September, according to the official statistics. To end the news, we recap the headlines. Vision for Liberia Transformation Party is calling for a rerun of the October 10 presidential and legislative elections. Former permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization of Liberia is demanding the owner of Spoon Network to serve a maximum jail sentence for crime committed in the United States of America. The All Liberia Coalition Party, led by its vice presidential candidate, has officially thrown its support behind the incumbent president George Weah ahead of the October and November 14 presidential runoff. And away from Liberia, now the BBC is reporting that Nigeria's lowest chamber of parliament has rejected the government plans to buy a presidential yacht for 6 million. A senior lawmaker has said. That's RCR News Bulletin at 7. My name is Edwin Dolo.
when it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number one.
Orange is the best. Orange is the best. Oh, Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage.
Orange is the best.
Fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, Orange is the best. Yes, Orange is the best.
Lamakitie, Naratama, please woo. Company Guinea, that's the Riboga Orange, top of number one. So we need to.
Company Sita, my Orange, I don't got the best.
Orange will want you their telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7. Yeah, Orange is
Orange is the best.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.